fucking 24-hour gym was around when Dahmer was around, he'd be in the gym, wouldn't he?
Lad, is
Fucking
swear,
Jeffrey
lad.
Dahmer. Is our fella, Jeffrey Dahmer.
I look nothing like him.
Lad, you fucking
I don't look anything like him,
Isn't
man.
that fella on Netflix?
Yeah.
Yeah? He's got it in it. Do you reckon I look? Don't laugh, no, don't laugh, because I don't look
Hey,
like him.
you must look like him because he's the only person who I can think of who looks like you.
Hello, welcome back. Episode 41 of the What's Happenin podcast, brought to you as always by Orange County CBD. Put them on the screen now. Here we go.
Have a stroke in your own time.
Hello, yeah. Use code Happenin10 at checkout. You get 10% discount off all your CBD orders, whether that's jellies, your jellies, your sweets, vape, CBD liquids, CBD oils, all that sort of stuff. Check them out. Happenin10, 10% off.
T-Chase.com. I get nervous saying that now, you know, I swear, because I always got, what is it? So T-Chase.com, you all know Tyler, your financial guide, your crypto investments, head over to T-Trades or Tyler's on Instagram, see what she gets up to.
If you're looking for any financial guidance as well, she's got books and she's got ebooks that have just come out as well. It's all about managing your money, managing any debt you've got, how to make more money, how to look after the money you've already got, all your money advice.
Investments.
T-Trades.com.
Who else, Gary?
Who else we sponsored by? Manscaped, right? Use WHP20 at checkout. Code WHP20 at checkout, right? Get 20% off all Manscaped products. Your lawnmower 4.0, that's your shaver for your piabs and your beard. You got the weed whacker. You got all the sprays, undercracks, everything.
Yes.
Fucking deadly.
The undercrack.
Deadly.
The boxies are actually very
The boxes are good.
Boxes.
To be fair though, right, they've got two lots of boxes on there, and as much as I praise Manscaped, right, your fucking second boxes are dead expensive, you fucking robbing bastards. You know how much they are? Lad, like the version 1 is like 3 pairs of bills, I think it's like 40 quid.
Yeah.
Version 2.0 is like £90 for 3 bills.
Shut up.
But you know what's funny, right? Because I'm dead fat and I've got a swollen Ned Kelly. The elastic band on it, it's just like formed like a little crease because my belly pushes are over. So when they come out of the washing machine, they've got like a little 90-degree angle on the fucking lassie band.
Are the boxes expensive, are they?
Yeah.
That's
Good
why
though.
you can use code WHP20
And get them cheaper.
at a 20% discount.
You know the dance.
Here
Who've
we
got in the
fucking
studio?
go. Who's on the couch this week? We've got Mark SCANO. Mark, how are you doing, lad? What have you, how have you been getting on?
All good, yeah.
What have you been getting up to lately? Because I know you did Gary's podcast a while back, didn't you? And it was just Gary.
In your living room or your kitchen?
They had me dining room, yeah. It's funny.
Value for money.
It was on lockdown, weren't it? Like, it was fucking shit. And I was like, I need to do something. I need to keep myself busy. So I was like, I'll get in the podcast game and that.
Well, we're making progress, aren't we?
Yeah, we're moving up. Because like, you could hear the kids at the fucking door of my bed going, fucking shut up. Shut up, it's recording. But yeah, no, Mark.
To be fair, it was only 5 minutes from us, so it was quite...
This is a mission.
This is a mission, but...
You've had to pay your fuel in your fucking car, lad.
Right, so who is it Mark SCANO or Scanlon? Or what do you prefer?
Want.
Right, so
Everyone calls me Mark SCANO.
Mark SCANO. So who is Mark SCANO? That's what we like to ask people. Like people who don't know you, how would you describe yourself? Who are you?
I wouldn't even know.
That's a great start.
Yeah. We do that many different things, I wouldn't even know where to start.
What have you got going on at the minute? Like, is there anything currently that you're working on?
To be honest, I dedicate December every year, what I've done for the last 4 years, to a Come Together Christmas appeal. You might have seen it on.
Yeah.
I've been just absolutely blowing my Instagram up.
What sort of stuff is you do with that?
Basically, we just provide toys, food, gas cards, electricity cards to families who struggle at Christmas.
charity
like
work. Oh, nice.
Is there anything we could do maybe to sort of like, obviously, we could get involved over the Christmas
Go to
period?
Smiths and buy like $1,000 worth of toys. It'd be
Yeah.
Pass your card then. She's down in a minute, mate. I'm chocolate tonight though, I'll see you tomorrow.
How long ago was it when you started that the first time?
I've got a mate called Chris Brown, and
Well,
I was going to start singing then. Bet you guessed that all the time, didn't you?
basically what happened, Chris is an old mate of mine, and he had a little cafe in Marion Square, and one of the social workers from the school came in one day and was telling him about kids who basically survive off hot meals in school, like the only hot meal you get.
Oh, okay.
is a
And
meal in
you know what's?
school.
It's scary how common that is.
It's sad, lah.
Especially these days, it's becoming more
You
common,
literally
isn't it?
would not believe what goes on under our
Yeah.
noses. But Chris, anyway, got speaking to this woman who's a social worker to do with the schools.
Mhm.
Started feeding like a handful of kids initially in the half term. I found out about it. Didn't even know it was an old mate of mine. Just my partner on a wake, Diane.
Yeah.
Was in a conversation with her. She'd just been out delivering meals with him. She was emotional, and she said, told me where she'd just been. I was like, give me that lad's number now, I want to ring him and see if I can help him in any way.
It's good
I'll provide some meals or whatever. So rings him, I'm on the phone to him for about 10 minutes. I go, where are you from? Because by the way, he's in Marion Square. Like I'm like mostly around West Derby. And he goes, I'm from West Derby. I'm like, what's your name? He goes, Chris. I go, that's me. So goes down to see him the next day. Sponsors him on the next half term, just gives him a bit of money basically to buy more meals for more kids. Then it kind of blew up from there. Within probably 6 months, he was feeding 500-600 kids a day in the half term.
That's fine, that's go going, that though, isn't he?
Ask him will he feed Danny, because he's unemployed and skinny. Look at the state of him.
Let me feed you, is he?
Leave some on the shelves.
I'm fucking got my bird Spanx on here, leave me alone.
We basically do some work at the council and stuff like that, and introduced him to someone in the council. They absolutely love what he was doing. Backed him, and then he just went on to feeding, like, as I say, 500-600 kids a day.
That is good going, that, especially these days as well. Like, it's more necessary than ever, isn't it?
Not actually getting a hot cooked meal is fucking like crazy.
It's a good thing what he's doing, and like, but it's one of them things, like, it should never come down to people like him in the first place to have to do it.
Yeah, it does.
If anything's gonna get done, it's gonna get done by normal.
Your own, innit?
It's how it is. Like, but like, it's good that there's people like him now, you know, in any community who are willing to sort of step up and make the difference.
And how does it work then? Do you physically go into the schools, or like what happens?
What happened with Chris? Basically all the schools and everything closes over the even the kitchens and everything what they were doing would close over Christmas. So 6 weeks holidays, the schools and that are still open. They'd be using their kitchens, I think. So half terms you still have access to the kitchens. But at Christmas everywhere basically shuts down. So we started doing a toy appeal. Or he done a toy appeal and I helped him out the first year. And I just fucking, to be honest, we were going and getting just like the lads, just imagine like 5, 6 of the lads messaging all the mates, kicking into everyone. Like, I weren't really big on social media 3-4 years ago. I've done a little bit, but I wouldn't use it for anything like that at the time. So it was like a bit under wraps. We just literally through word of mouth, WhatsApp, things like that. But we got quite a lot of toys in the first year. Jumped in vans, dropped them off because he had access, or he's got access to like community centres all over Liverpool. So we just contact them, just say, look, we're going to drop some toys off, collect as much as we can in, and go and take them. But like last year, we raised probably like 50-60 grand's worth of toys.
That's fucking brilliant. That is mad.
About 20 grand in donations.
That's
in Smiths though, that's only one trolley. It's 4.
I had a look here a few months ago. I'd just been paid, and I was like, mate, go and get yourself some Lego. Lego? I went in and I seen this Lego. It was like a Star Wars. It was like a little X-wing out of Star Wars, a little spaceship, and I was thinking, be sick to just building and stuff on myself in my room, and look how much that, and it was like 90 quid, and I was like, shit, I don't even want it.
I was looking for the Hogwarts castle, lad. It was like 200 quid.
It's steep,
you know. Fair, I'm up to date. I've got a 12-year-old son who likes Lego.
So you want to get
is that your excuse
all the
for buying
time?
loads of Lego? And it's for this.
Yeah, he loved it.
Listen, I wish I had time for Lego, but
I swear.
Pretty much that's it. It's kind of grew each year. This year it's mostly me and my mum and the help of a couple of mates who were doing it. But this year compared to last year and the year before, like we had maybe 15. Because what we do, I get boards made, like Come Together Christmas, all the branding on. Advertise now through the social media, through people I know. We drop them in locations all over Liverpool, so people got access to basically drop the toys off. So
is that the one that's in Luke's studio as well then?
Luke's backing it for me,
I seen the video yesterday, and I seen the little post, like the board in the back.
Well, this year we've got over 30 boards in businesses in Liverpool. In Demand Radio, they've got on board.
That's good.
That's good. Us and like I was driving this morning, it was advertised on the radio.
Boss.
So we're attracting all the right people now, and I think this year basically is going to build it. I think it'll be absolutely mega next year, but at the minute.
It sounds like it's fucking big.
Sounds like it's picking
I mean, you can always get bigger
in December. No one's getting phone calls or replies to text messages in December, but at the same time, it's like at the minute that's a bit more important. For me,
Do you know what's mad though, right? And I want to ask it because it's all about mentality. Because you're an entrepreneur, aren't you? You've got fucking. You've got a few. You've got a few businesses, and I know you've had fingers in pies in the past and all that. Because you still got a pizza place, was that?
I sold the restaurant.
Sold the restaurant. You've had security, property, away, a lot, haven't you? Entrepreneurs, it's all about fucking earning dough, earning coin. It's quite selfish. Where do you get to? Like, how do you get to a point where you go, do you know what? I want to give back. Like, because you see all these successful people who just care about themselves. Is that being in you from like day dot, or have you had like life experiences?
A lot of it comes from like my mum, but I've seen hard times and I've seen struggle myself.
Yeah.
Like without going into it, like me dad, he went on drugs when I was a kid and passed away probably 3-4 weeks ago, and he just never overcame it. So,
Really?
and my
Sorry
mum
to hear that.
had like 2-3 jobs, and she supported me,
Yeah.
my younger brother.
Yeah.
So, like, I've seen my mum's work ethic and the way she's like, my mum's helping me drive this.
Yeah.
It's
Christmas
good that though.
charity
It's
now. She's
good that it's like it's close to home for you as well. You know what I mean? It is because like as I said before, like it's I think every community, like not even just locally, everywhere really. It always needs at least one person who
I don't think
just
you
cares.
see a lot of people use social media and stuff now. Like, I've 18,000, 19,000 followers, but most of them for me are Liverpool, and my intention behind social media and building my platform is just the stuff that I'm passionate about, what I'm interested in.
Yeah.
What Gary knows, it actually helps people. So I actually feel obligated to do something with a Christmas.
Of course, of course. Like it's important
because a few posts and getting the right people on board. I do know a lot of people in Liverpool.
Yeah. It makes a difference as well, though, because like it's a month of the year that you set apart.
It's the worst for some people though, because obviously you relate Christmas to being like the most joyful, happy time of the year based on having kids in the position you're in.
And it's not like that for the
It's more
majority of
suicide
people.
at Christmas than any other time of the year. Depression and sadness. So
we recorded our Christmas special last night, and we went into it to try and be positive about Christmas, and the conversation just kept getting dragged down about the negatives of Christmas and how fucking heavy it can be for people and all that. And we didn't intentionally take it that way. It was just a natural cause because it is a fucking stressful month, and it can turn people's lives upside down. Can't it? It's mad.
Do you know you've got a wake as well, haven't you? You've had that for a while, haven't you? How long is it you've had a wake for? A couple of, like obviously I know you do like yoga there and stuff like that. Like what sort of other stuff are you doing there? Because I know you've got all sorts going on.
We basically run. Like Gary was speaking about businesses before. Like, I've got a partner, Diane. I've done yoga with her for the best part of 10 years. I was just walking down Seagull Street one day, and my best mate, my business partner, we had a bar on the same road, and we walked into this yoga studio and got privates off her.
Yeah.
And we've been really close friends since. I've done bits of yoga, I've done meditation for like 10 years, which is a massive thing for me. I could teach that in school, so just through like the work what I've done with Diane and things like that, like, I know there's a massive need, especially with kids and with all the mental health pandemic and everything what's going on.
Helps though, doesn't it? So where is it work? How long have you had that for?
We've had it for 2 years, maybe just over 2 years.
But you were big into yoga before that, you know what you're saying then?
I've done yoga on and off. I'm not really big into yoga in all honesty. It's something I do because I know I need to do it.
Yeah.
But if it's a choice between going and fucking punching a punch bag and lifting weights and doing yoga, then punching a punch bag and lifting weights wins pretty much 90% of the time. But
best stress reliever, isn't it? Punching someone's head in, do you know what I mean?
It really is, yeah. It is therapy, but I do make sure I get a bit of yoga, and obviously I've got the studio. My mum's a qualified yoga teacher now.
Yeah.
She's in there every single. I could train with my mum every Monday morning. My mum's next to me doing burpees. She's come from
shadow boxing.
Imagine my mum trying to do burpees with a fake up lashes fall over.
But she's still that same mum, like, you know, she's fucking worked and battled for everything.
Yeah.
She's gone, like, she's only young. She had me when she was 17.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Just before she turned 18. So, like, we've always been, like, even though she's my mum, and I've always had massive...
I feel like it's like you'd have a closer bond because you're closer in age than what, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
She's young, she's got
young for her age as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, my mum's teaching yoga. Like, I'm surrounded, loads of the people I'm surrounded by now, especially to do with, like, the self-development, and even, like, Luke and people like that. We all do yoga. Luke has yoga classes in Steadfast. Little shout out for Steadfast.
I was doing it for a bit. It's fucking hard.
His physique is scary, innit? Because I went to school with Luke, like he went to Carolina.
Oh, did he? That's how I end up on the first ones.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And he's just sitting next to him in like RE, and he played for Everton back then. And he was just a skinny lad, you know what I mean? He was fit, but he weren't fucking massive. And then now he was like,
fit, lad, you know.
I'd chew him off, like. I hadn't seen him, I was like, lad, what is that? Because I hadn't seen him for years, and then he's fucking come out of the fucking woodwork like that.
Luke's a monster, but he's this, you know, as you say,
soft as well.
He's not naturally big and muscular. He's don't get me wrong, he's strong.
Yeah.
He's muscular, but all he does is kettlebells and circuits and lift heavy kettlebells.
Yeah.
Like he's an insane athlete, Luke.
Yeah.
Loads of people do them. Like, I know all the likes of Joe Rogan, and that you'd always see them, like, they proper go on about them kettlebells.
Kettlebells are brilliant.
To be fair, you know, when I do go to the gym, you know what I mean? I only do the little fucking free weight to that anyway, but when I started doing
I
them...
smash the vending machine. Like.
When I started...
Twix on me way out.
When I started doing them kettlebells, though, it's like you can feel it, like, from head to toe. Do you know what I mean? I think that's what it's designed for, because it's like a proper fucking
thing. They're a great exercise
thing.
because they work every single part of your body.
Yeah.
Especially when they do it. I feel like when they do it, they look like they're going to snap the neck. You know that when they do that one, when they fucking bring the head down with the fucking kettlebell.
What did he do? Just straight forward as again.
Oh, lad, hey, no, get on this. Like,
I don't know, you haven't been watching Luke.
Like, get on this. Like, you know that.
Those kettlebells all the time.
Yeah. Master.
Fucking kettlebells, you little smackhead. Bobby's mad. I'm only messing. He doesn't really.
He does, you know.
Lad, there's that gym in town by the Hilton, the 24-hour one night. Remember when that first opened? I started going.
They have the see-through windows, and you can see everyone in there on the treadmills.
And I used to go at like 3 in the morning after work, and there's 3 floors. And I remember I was going up to the 3rd floor, right, and there was this kid at like 3 in the morning on the stairwell with like a big head brace on, right, with a chain strapped to a medicine ball, just fucking doing like neck lifts over the banister. And I was like, what are you doing?
Do you know what, right? I'm all for going to the gym and keeping fit, but like, and like people who get up at like 6 in the morning to go to the gym before work and that's sound, but a 24-hour gym, I don't think that's necessary, you know. I don't think we need them. Like, if you're there sitting in, like, at 2 in the morning, and you're like, it's only 2, I'll go to the gym. I reckon you're a psychopath. You know, they're the people who will follow you dead close down an island in Asda and that, they're horrible. Like, I'm all for keeping yourself, like, I don't do it.
I about it though, right? There's got to be a market for them, or do
there is, psychopaths exist everywhere, and that's why you get 24-hour gyms. Like. You ever say, at 3 in the morning, you're like, cross training now. That's your fucking weird.
If that fucking 24-hour gym was around when Dahmer was around, he'd be in the gym, wouldn't he?
Lad, I
fucking
swear,
Jeffrey
lad.
Dahmer. Is our fella Jeffrey Dahmer?
I look nothing like him.
Lad, you fucking
I don't look anything like him, man.
Isn't that fella on Netflix?
Yeah. He's got it in it. Do you reckon I look? Don't laugh, don't laugh, because I don't look like him.
You must look like him, because he's the only person who I can think of who looks like you.
Lad, if Jeffrey Dahmer and Teresa, it was a name, fucking Liz Truss. If Liz Truss had a fucking kid, it'd be Danny.
You had a spawn at
As soon as that, but this is the thing, alright. This is the thing. I genuinely don't see the resemblance. I'm not even. I genuinely don't see it. And as soon
Here's
as
the
that
question,
come on,
though, even if you did, would you admit it?
No.
I don't know. Actually,
When you have your hair out like that, lad, you know that famous picture of the dogs all playing snooker and all that. You look like that dog with a big fucking golden lock. I swear.
Nah, I genuinely don't see the resemblance, and as soon as that like series come out on Netflix, I was getting tagged and everything, and people were messaging me.
Oh, I thought you were still talking about the gym there.
No, Jeffrey's
yeah.
I was getting tagged and everything, and I was getting fucking people sent, this looks like you, and I was sitting there going, it fucking doesn't. You know? I was messaging people back like, fucking doesn't. I'm there at 3 in the morning fuming because they haven't been to the gym. It's just fucking it was horrible.
So in that weight then, do you do your own classes, or is it not like that?
There's a class we designed called High Frequency, which is like a combination of HIIT and fitness, like a circuit basically for like 25 minutes.
And that's all in yoga, like, but you do all pure, because when I think of yoga, I just think of like fucking downward dog and that.
It's actually like the centre's not.
It's not a yoga centre.
It's not a yoga
well-being centre.
It's like a well-being or
okay.
Like a personal development studio. So we do like yoga, fitness. We've done workshops on like mindfulness. We do meditation classes. We do kettlebells, fitness, or like.
Oh, do you?
Self-development covers like basically any way you're improving yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I was thinking it was just pure yoga.
No, it's like we do yoga, meditation, kettlebells. We do HIIT classes. There's loads of different stuff in there. It's all just based around well-being, really.
Yeah.
When was it you decided, because you said you've done meditation for years and that's been like a big thing for you, like when was it you decided to have a go of it, and like was there anything specific that made you go,
what made
I'm
you
going to have a go with that?
What made you start meditation? You say you've been doing that for about 10 years.
I stopped fighting 11 years ago. I went big into like studying different personal development mentors and coaches, loads of YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, why did you get into that? Was it the backlash from the fighting career?
No, do you know what happened? Basically, as I was retiring from fighting, I met a guy, came to the gym. I've spoke about him on any podcast or anything, because he's like one of the closest people to me even to this day. He's older than us. we're old in news. But I call him the brain man Brian. So me and Brian are very close, and Brian came to the gym. So, like, initially I met him because I'd finished training, and I think I was sitting on like a couch in Cowbon, the gym where I'm from. And Brian had come in to be a sport and performance mind coach. But Brian in his earlier days had gone through a hard time and a breakdown himself, and he basically cured himself through studying his mind.
Wow.
Really? So he studied like psychology, human behaviour, quantum physics, like the stuff he knows. I say all the time, he's saying for him is he's forgotten more than I'll ever know. Doesn't matter how many books I read or how many videos I watch. Like, he knows so much, but he's just an old school, fucking, like, maybe used to be a scally back in the day, proper, like, dead relatable, like,
just a normal fella.
Just a normal fella, mate, the normalest, nicest fella.
But he's just clued up
never
on
me,
fucking
but we were sitting
everything.
on a couch like this, and I didn't know him, and we just get into a conversation. He's come in to speak about the mind and stuff, and like, I struggled with my mind when I was fighting myself. It was like, didn't really understand it at the time. I had limited experience in competition, but was very, very good because I was training and coaching some like the best fighters, and I was going to Brazil and America and training with elite. So technically I was very, very good, but the one thing what I struggled with, because I didn't understand it, I was basically learning on the job, was the mindfulness and the psychology behind fighting. I'd never read a book. Like, even when I was fighting compared to now, everyone's got a sports and performance mind coach. You've got psychologists and people who
and that's
are
now,
experts on
now
the mental,
that,
the mental side of fighting. But when I was fighting, that was seen as a weakness. If you went and seen someone over your mind, they'd be like, well, there's obviously something physically wrong with you.
And I take it for fighters as well, like, obviously not so much yourself, but like, generally speaking, it's like they'd have loads of built up anger anyway, doing what they do, do you know what I mean? And it's even fighting.
At the same time, a lot of people get into fighting from, because obviously, all I used to do is play football, get sent off every week. Just fighting for like, I'm the fucking wrong thing. One of my mates would get tackled. Fucking someone would snap one of my mates. I was in goal. I'd be like to the man, you better get me.
What is it, the monk-off meme machine? Is it when he runs
on the line myself, so I knew football wasn't really for me. And then I ended up finding fighting and was like, fucking, this is my thing. Next minute I'm in Brazil, and that was it then.
Do you think if you had Brian when you were in your prime fighting days, do you reckon it would have turned out differently for you?
I fully believe I'd have become a UFC champion. That's like I've got.
Because you've got all the technical ability.
You did compete
I had the
at a high
technical and
level
the
as
physical
well,
ability. I struggled with the mind. That's what I didn't even know at the time. That.
And it's mad how much it limits you, though. It's mad how much your mind comes into everything else. Like, you wouldn't think it, would you? You wouldn't think going into like fighting or doing anything, fucking climbing a tree, how much it can fucking stop you from doing things.
It doesn't matter whether it's business, whether it's your family related. It's like your mind is everything, especially when you're fighting that against elite people like that. It's very small margins what determine they see who becomes a champion and who doesn't, who wins a fight and who doesn't. So that's not a physical thing. You'll find, like, I've seen amazing fighters from the gym going through a fight against someone who, I say this all the time, took a fight on short notice. He's in incredible shape, technically amazing, fucking battered than everyone in the gym. Goes in and fights someone who's got a 50-50 or even a losing record, and will lose the fight. I've done it myself. I've been beat by people who, if you brought them to the gym, I'd have absolutely battered them. But in the fight, they've obviously had a better mindset than I have. I've lost the fight because of it. So, because I understand all that now, and obviously I met Brian as I was coming out of me fighting career, but he put me on a path of basically studying my mind for years, and like I studied quantum physics, energy science. Like,
what's quantum physics got to do with the mind, though?
Quantum physics, well, the mind and quantum physics relate to each other, because quantum physics is like energy science, and like we think about the mind as being like just our brain, but there's a lot more to it. Like, it'd probably be hard for me to go into it. You'd end up here.
We're just in awe, just watching.
Innit?
I've got time.
Innit? God, that was me.
Quantum physics is basically energy science, and the first conversation I ever had with Brian, he said to me, like, you've all these things over good vibes and bad vibes, and the only way I can explain it is absolutely everything's energy. So we're looking at tables, chairs, microphones, you, me, phones, bottles, and everything appears to be solid, and it appears to be matter. It's actually energy vibrating at a specific frequency. This is like, I know this sounds proper like far out.
No, I know it's a proper thing, like, but I didn't know how it linked with the fucking brain.
It's actual science.
3 weeks ago, Bobby didn't know how a microwave worked, did you? He was asking how a microwave warmed things up. And he was like, well, it vibrates the water particles inside the product, which makes it heat up. And he was like, mad that in here. I burnt noodles in the microwave.
No, do you know what though? But like, when you're saying about your mind and that, I'm not as heavy on it.
Yeah, it is like a very the most simple thing. Every single thing you see, which doesn't grow out of the earth, started from someone's imagination.
That's literally, I was literally going to say, anything you'll ever do or anything you'll ever see created starts as an idea.
The science of creation, everything we create is energy. So that's how the mind basically and quantum physics merge, because the mind is what creates everything. The human imagination creates everything we see is created through our imagination.
Don't you never think as well?
Quantum physics is the energy of is the science of energy, and everything is energy.
Yeah.
There's so many people on this planet who are fucking shit and just failed. You know, there's so many, there's people who are so intelligent, and I just said everything's come from the human mind. There's a small percentage of people who've invented some of the most incredible things and have done incredible things, and you think there's so many people who just aren't using the fucking mind, are they?
A lot of that then comes down to psychology, because you'll have an image of yourself and what you're capable of, and you'll only ever reach that plateau of whatever you can see in your
because that's what you've set your
own limitation. So you can go and get all of qualifications, all the education. You can have fucking every qualification under the sun, but if you've got no self-belief and you only ever see yourself...
And it's excuses, innit? Because I remember the first time, because I've known and seen you around for years, because I used to train in cowboy when I was a kid just for fitness and that.
You can tell he stopped.
Yeah. but what it was, right? I remember you were running the white collar event in the Olympia, and I wanted to get involved and signed up. So the training,
you're going back there.
Yeah. The training picked up big time. Remember Jay Shepherd? Yeah. I was sparring with Jay Shepherd, and I got webbed everywhere, and I just went, this isn't for me. That's where my mind block come in, because I love doing luta livre and all that, and I was fucking, I had loads of technique. So I'm good at this, mate. And then as soon as I went to sparring sessions, I got webbed everywhere, and I went, nope.
But nowadays, mate, men and even I work with 13 to 15-year-old, mostly lads in schools. Everyone just fucking gives up. They think, because things have become so easy and so comfortable, it's we forgot that, the only reason why we're here in the position what we're in, all of us, is through overcoming different fucking adversities.
It's facing adversity, innit,
You see all these people doing cold showers and ice baths. I do them myself, because the world's that comfortable and everything's that easy now and accessible. You've actually got to intentionally create some form of discomfort in your life, because that's what we're designed for. We're made for that. We used to go and fucking catch our dinner and drag it on to feed the fucking kids, and now now you're on
Uber
now you're on an app and it's at your house in 5 minutes.
Now the Seagulls are webbing him for the SCANO. He's had food dropped off him twice by Seagull.
I wrote a bit about it to do stand up and that. I won't go into the whole bit, but the thing behind it is there's certain parts of town now where genuinely, if you've got a SCANO in your hand, avoid them. You know where the Big Mackies is by Lord Street, don't go near it, because as soon as you walk out there, even if you just got your food in your hand, about 7 seagulls just jump you, and it's fucking...
Are you wary of the seagulls?
It's easy fucking prey.
They terrify me, lad.
That's why they're coming and grabbing your fucking food. I'm telling you now, if I walk down there with a Big Mac like that, no seagulls come near me.
You think
fucking reenacting joke on seagulls and everything.
You think that, I've got it in my head, if it happens again, the seagulls getting it. And but this is the thing, the seagulls in Liverpool, and I mean it's so genuinely, they're so much bigger than seagulls anywhere else in the country.
Eating your fucking food.
I know, that's what I'm feeding the cunts, that's why it is. I hate them, man, I fucking hate them, they're horrible. It's just, because you see them now, and you see even the other baby ones that are still brown, but they're still 4'3", and they're fucking they're not even trying to rob it anymore, they just follow you down the street, just waiting, because they know eventually you're gonna flap it and throw them a chip, they're horrible.
Did you see that? I think it was a seagull a few years ago. They found this fucking mad orange bird, and they thought it was an extinct bird and all that, right? So all the science were oh, what the fuck's this bird? Did we test? And it was just a seagull that had robbed someone's curry or something. And it was just covered in curry powder. You mentioned the ice showers and the cold showers and ice baths and all that. Did you do that before you went to Wim Hof, or was it on the back of that?
I've followed Wim Hof for years and years. Ice baths, I used to do them purely when I was fighting for inflammation.
Muscle recovery.
Now, obviously, the people are starting to realise that there's loads of other benefits.
Yeah.
Obviously, for your mindset and basically for your well-being. It's not just about reducing inflammation, but for me, one of the biggest things for them is the commitment and the discipline side, because there's mornings like I'm getting ice baths. I've been in an ice bath this morning, I was in an ice bath last night, an ice bath yesterday morning, because I commit to getting in an ice bath every day.
Yeah.
So the discipline's a big thing, because the colder it gets and the closer to Christmas, you start looking at it going, fuck, I've got to get it out.
Yeah.
I've kind of done it for that long
Your
now.
onion bags in your throat like that.
Yeah, it is.
So why does that work then? Because I always used to think the reason why that worked and why it was so good on your well-being, because I've got a mate there who used to do, I don't know if you've ever heard of it, the cold water group,
Cold Water Society.
Cold Water Society community. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
So they used to do that, but I always they used to, it's good for your mind and all that and whatever. And I used to think, is the reason for that is like because you're in there submerged, the only thing you're thinking of is staying warm. So it's like keeping every other thought
you into
at bay.
survival. So like you've got to imagine it's teaching you to become more resilient.
Yeah.
It's teaching you to cope with stress. It's a stressful environment. Ice cold water
Yeah.
is like one of the most stressful environments you can be in. It
Yeah.
can kill you.
Yeah.
So you've actually got to connect to your breathing
Yeah.
and be able to control your heart rate and control your mind, because if you don't, what's the first thing you do when you get in cold water?
Yeah.
So it's
You've
teaching
lost
you to
your fucking control of your breath straight away, haven't you?
So if I do 6-7 minutes in the morning in ice cold water, I've got to control my mind. So for that 6-7 minutes, I'm present. I'm thinking about controlling my mind, controlling my heart rate, and just basically just be like, it's teaching yourself to deal with stress.
Yeah.
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 It releases different chemicals like adrenaline and stuff like that.
Mm.
Like once you come out of there, like you'll be in there and you'll feel like a buzzing.
Yeah.
It's like it is uncomfortable. Like
Yeah.
your hands are freezing, your feet are freezing. Once you come out, it's like you feel dead calm and relaxed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do them every morning just because obviously I'm dead big on probably like win your mornings, win your days is one of my shouts. And
Yeah.
I get up at 4:30 in the
Powerful
morning.
that though, innit?
And
Win
I
your
have-
morning, win your days.
Basically, yeah, because
Mad
I dedicate 2
His
hours.
morning starts at 2 in the afternoon. He's a lazy cunt.
It actually does. I don't know, it might will. Now I've been sacked. It might win your afternoon.
Win your afternoon, win your day.
Win your afternoon, you win your evening.
Come on, yeah.
Get sparked by a
I live
seagull.
by that.
Yeah.
So what did you say you do starting of a morning just so it sets your day up?
I've had like for years and years, and I've put loads of other people onto it now, and it's like I get up 4:30 in the morning.
4:30.
Yeah,
So you get up at 4:30 every day?
Monday to Friday. Yeah,
Sick though. I wish I could do that.
but like I exercise, I meditate. I've got like I'm big on gratitude and things like that.
Yeah.
Affirmation and all that.
Yeah, I have like a gratitude book where I just basically write 7 things I'm grateful for now and 7 things what I'm grateful for in the future. And I always say I write things what I'm grateful for in the future in present tense, because like I bring them into my life. That's how everything I've ever
manifest them,
wanted.
man.
I've seen it in here
Yeah.
before I've actually created it. In it.
Manifesting's a
That's
real thing.
manifestation,
I'm fully with all that
But I've
manifesting
manifested
shit.
loads of bad things in the past, but obviously through meeting Brian initially and starting to study and understand the science behind this stuff, I know I can have anything I want, and that's like not ego, there's absolutely nothing I need. And that's where like when you say over the Christmas things and things like that, I don't need nothing, so like why not go and manifest for other people? And
Question for you, and we can cut this out if you want. You ever experience a psychedelics?
no,
Never ever.
no, I'm actually glad you've asked me that question,
Because
I
you
get people messaging me over like mushy. Like I've had an awakening, but my awakenings come through reading books and science.
Because you think it though, because the way you're speaking like someone who's experienced it, and
Like an out-of-body
because like
experience.
it's one of them. It's
I've
like
done
you
breathwork
take them,
and
and it's
things like
like
that. The
you
places I've
experience your
been-
own mind.
The places I've been in, breathwork is so powerful. Because
I know it's fucking powerful, like that
I've
breathwork
had
when you do it
amazing
properly, like, it's
experiences. I've
unbelievable.
cried my eyes out doing different breathwork, just through
unbelievable.
love and gratitude, and like seeing my family.
I want to see the state of my breath work when I walk up the stairs, lad. I'm doing
Sounds like someone's throwing a pug, lad.
I've never like
I nodded off on the couch the other day. My bird recorded me, and oh my word, it sounded like a 50cc
But I'm
scooter.
gonna put this,
dying,
if
lad.
anyone sees this, fucking don't message me over psychedelics. I know a bit about them. I've looked into them. I've never touched
But as you
anything
said,
like
it's all
that.
about like mindfulness and having an out-of-body experience and changing your mentality and all that. And you can get there different ways. A lot of
You can't-
people will
yeah.
use psychedelics as a bit of a shortcut.
Psychedelics are a cheat. Is a
There's nothing
cheat.
wrong in a shortcut.
No, it's
It's
not.
not even cheat. Like if you
But-
feel a calling and you feel it's for you, at the end of the day, it's a plant.
But you can see,
Yeah.
you
It's a
can see that's
medicine.
why people are messaging you, because you're like, fucking hell, he's speaking the same stuff that someone over here.
But at the
listen,
same time,
it-
people
yeah.
don't realise I'm I'm spiritual, and even me saying that can feel uncomfortable because of my background. And it's not like I'm not religious at all.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm only spiritual because for me, spirituality and science are the same thing.
Yeah.
There's no difference.
I'm
If
not a
you
religious
study
person, but
quantum physics and stuff.
Yeah.
It's energy. Everything's energy. We're just energy, and that's that.
I'm fully all spiritual and all that now.
Saying about go ahead.
No, that was it.
Oh.
Can you elaborate on that?
But no, when you're saying about the breath work and that, like I know you used to compete in MMA and that, like I've trained and competed very minimally. Like
4-0, you know what I mean?
Most MMA fighters and boxers fucking don't know how to breathe. I didn't know how to breathe. They breathe incorrectly.
One thing I've been fascinated by jiu-jitsu for years, mate. I think it's one of the most interesting sports in the world.
Amazing,
and it's brilliant. I don't train anymore because at the minute I haven't really had much time.
Wouldn't be fair on anyone else you fought, you know what I mean?
That's what it is. People were getting hurt, and I was like, I've got to step back from the sport.
Fair enough. Respect.
I'm not saying I'm hard, lad, but I wouldn't want to have it with me. I was. Oh my God. I was fascinated by the Gracie family for years, mate. Because I was a big fan of jiu-jitsu and that. And one thing they've always been big on to always stay present in the present moment in your mind is breath work. Like they were big on it before they go into like competition and that. They anyone who was competing, they'd get together and they'd run through breath work exercises.
Gracie book, if you haven't read it, a little mate of mine, Elliot, got me.
Yeah.
And I read it while I was on holiday.
Where did he, do you reckon?
It's an amazing book, yeah.
Is it Hicks and Gracie, is it?
It's Hicks and, yeah. And he's speaking a lot about its flow.
Yeah.
Like, what I didn't understand, if you go and watch the best football players or the best athletes, the key is they absolutely love what they do.
Yeah.
And then they've practiced it.
Fluid though.
Well, they're in a flow state, and a flow state is, in some ways, a form of meditation because they're fully present in what they're doing. Like, you watch, like, I always use Liverpool as an example. When Liverpool were at their best, Klopp basically brought everyone together, created... It's called coherence, so everyone's singing from the same hymn sheet. And like, I'd watch football, not even as a football fan, just observing football and seeing the ball going in places, and like, how does he know that's going there before?
Yeah.
And that the basically all playing together.
Yeah. I read a book, which one was it? It was called, I read it a couple of years ago, called The Power of Positive Energy.
Power of Positivity, is it?
No, it's called The Power of, it's by Tanaj Chubb, I think his name is. It's called, it's on Amazon, it's only about a tenner. I just bought it, I was interested in it, so I just thought I'd buy it, it's a tenner. Bought this book, you know what I mean, fuck it. And like, they use a good metaphor in the book for that. It's like, you know, like if you got like two tuning forks and they use it to sort of bridge the gap in explanation between like your mind and your actions. So it's like, if you imagine it as two tuning forks, if you get two that are in the same key, stand them next to each other, you can hit one, and because when they make like the sound they make, they vibrate at the same frequency. You've only got to hit one, and then the one next to it will start vibrating and creating the sound like you're touching it. But if you get two that are in a different frequency, you hit one, the other one won't do anything. So it sort of bridges the gap between, like, that's how you sort of manifest your thoughts into your actions. Everything's got to be sort of
Live the best way.
Synergy
the same
between it all.
frequency.
Wow.
The best way.
Smart for you, that kid. I'll give you that.
Like that, yeah.
This is a fucking different podcast for us.
I know. What's going on?
My missus said it was too serious for this podcast.
No, you're fitting in.
I'll
Just
chat
nice.
shit all day.
Yeah, it is.
Like, if you look in terms of like...
You're an interesting guy, and I think that's what we just haven't had anyone who's just like interesting, do you know what I mean?
Not that
So
everyone's
like,
been a boring.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that.
You're all
Yeah.
being shit. He's a past guest now. Fuck it. A lot of yous.
One of our mates who does the comedy, Kyle Legacy, he goes up to Australia and that, and he comes back. He's just been to like New York and LA doing stand-up comedy and that. And like, we have very different conversations. He come back and he was like, I nearly had the perfect week. And we were like, what do you mean? He's like, I was trying to shag one beer for each night of the week. And he's like, I got to 4, got to Thursday. And then that was the end of me run. And we were like, shit, man. I mean, chat shit about fucking anything. I think he spent 20 minutes the other week telling us a story about his baby threw up in his mouth. Like, that's it. It's fucking...
We just go off on tangents. But this is a fucking lesson, though. I'm like intrigued.
Yeah.
What was the fella's name you said? Was it Brian who you met after?
Brian McCready, his name
Brian
is.
McCready. Do you reckon he'd ever be interested in doing anything like this if he was to get his boat?
He's on my podcast tomorrow.
Is he?
Yeah.
He's got no social media.
Nothing like that at all.
Like, Molly, Bellew, Luke.
Ghost.
Like, no one knows him. But we're working on something at the minute, which is basically, it's like a self-mastery system, we call it. So it's teaching you to master yourself, your emotions, your feelings, your thoughts, because like I run a program I've run for 2 years in the schools called the I Am Project.
I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that.
So basically it's going in and working with the kids I work with, mostly the kids who misbehave. But I get them doing meditation. We do the foundations, martial arts, meditation, mindfulness and yoga. So they do fitness circuits, they learn some boxing, some MMA.
Do you see any resistance from the kids when you go in?
Gary, the feedback I get from the teachers and from being in with the kids, they fucking do everything I ask them to do.
Really?
I'm fucking surprised that you're a uni. You know what I mean? No, so, dude, I'm like,
he's got this calm persona and he goes into the kid like, that fucking do it now! No! You're not getting no presents off me, you dickhead. Do it.
You could say that, but it's actually the opposite.
Yeah.
Like I know when I started doing martial arts, I was going to Brazil, and it was a special thing for me because I went over there, fucking didn't have a clue what I was doing. I was physically big and strong, but I was just getting fucking battered by people smaller than you.
Yeah.
And
he's only a muppet as well.
Nice on that.
But like I went over there, the first time I went there was for 2.5-3 months, and after like basically just rocking up at this gym, like the gym I'm from, I would say I practice luta libre, which Gary will know a bit about, and it's not jiu-jitsu, it was like for the poor people.
Yeah.
Right.
People from favelas and things like that. Like
You couldn't afford the gear, no?
Couldn't afford the gear yet. So my gym was just full of like fucking gangbangers, people from favelas, and like when I went in there, you just tell it was like a big fucking big pork chop walking into lions or something like that. And they absolutely fucking battered me for the first month, but I kept coming back because I loved it. And then they started coaching me, so they'd be choking me out and then teaching me how to like defend or escape. I just like, the only way I can describe it is I actually loved the people there because I couldn't give them nothing. They didn't want nothing from me. Just out of respect for me keeping going back, they started coaching me and teaching me, and like I've got a big passion for coaching and teaching other people, and whatever I can teach them or coach them or help them in. And I think a lot of it stems from obviously me upbringing, but I think that had played a massive role in how I felt getting helped by people, because it was, you imagine, it's something I absolutely love, and they were helping me get so much better at something I loved, and I actually loved them for it, and like I've still got a connection and a bond with the same people.
When was the last time you went out to Brazil?
About 9 years ago.
Have you got any plans of going back?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna. I've said every year for the last few years, but when I had kids and things like that, really, and work would stop me. But I'm still in touch with the people, all that, like the people, me friends, and like my family, teammates.
Yeah.
Over there, speak to them every week.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely gonna get back there at some point. But like them helping me and what they give me over there now, that made me feel. I know when I go into the schools, like I give the kids that attention, and I'm present with them and I listen to them, and
that's the key, because like as much as the kids, adults will always kind of speak down to kids even if they don't mean it, because you're the grown up and you're the fucking child, and kids, they're clever, they want respect, they want to be spoke to fucking on the same sort of playing level, you know what I mean? Like, and I do it as well. Like sometimes you're an adult and life gets fucking crazy and you get stressed out and all that, and then you deflect on your kids and you take it out, and I speak down to me kids sometimes, and then you get the opposite reaction of what you're going for, because they're like kind of, what are you talking to kind of thing, and they react differently, and then you get more frustrated. You're like, nah, that's not how you're meant to react, 'cause I'm asking you to stop doing it, and then you get worse and worse. And there's situations where I just breathe and go, do us a favour, get down on their level, have a little conversation, and it goes massively in your favour. And I think, I've gone round the hours there being dead angry and kicking off for nothing. Just speak to them on their level sometimes.
That's just our own stuff just spilling out, and
of course
we're only human, and I can't have that do the same now and again. It's like, I can take my own stuff out on my own kids. I'm definitely not perfect, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But with the kids, it like, obviously I go in, I have the same group of kids for 6 weeks. First day I go in, I said, look, I tell them who I am. He said, retired from fighting, fought, trained all over the world. Now I've got a number of businesses, and I can stand here and say I'm successful, and I'm not getting paid to be here. You teachers, give them all the shit you want. They get a wage for it. I'm here for nothing. I'm here just to help you. So I think that goes a long way with the kids, because I'm just there to help them for no other reason. I don't want nothing from I want to just enjoy dedicating part of my week to going and being with these kids. And then anytime they say no, they start like, you know, they do get a bit boisterous. I'm like, look, I'm not getting paid for this, you know, I could be anywhere doing anything now. I'm actually here just to help you. Will you listen to me? And I over the 6 weeks, every week I just see the bond grow a bit stronger. Some kids, you'll never reach them, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I see a lot of kids I can spot them a mile away, and I can even feel that they're just carrying trauma or
Yeah.
stuff what's going on at home. But there'd be kids in there who are looking for a strong male role model.
Yeah.
And like they'll get attached to you. I get some of them will message me. I didn't get in trouble for saying this, but I'll get someone like kick into me on Instagram and like I will send them little videos of like stoicism and different like business people and things like that. And like just watch them videos.
Do you know
what I mean?
Does it ever like affect you when you're doing like a 6-week course and there's a kid that you just can't tap into at all and you think, I haven't helped them how I wanted to? Did you take it on with you and think, look, like, I should do something different, or does it ever get you down?
I can't say it gets me down. It can affect me if there's a kid who I've made progress with over 3 weeks and then something's happened outside of the sessions or I do with him and he comes in and I'm just like, he's just somewhere else.
Yeah.
Obviously I can't say that doesn't affect me, but at the same time I can't allow things like that to affect me too much because
it just
then I've been my own kids
completely.
and my own business and my own things what suffer, so it's something what I've kind of learned to do just over the years. Do you know what I mean?
That's good. It's good that you do that though, because like I know especially when you say like there is kids in there who are just genuinely looking for like a male role model, like for whatever reason.
In society, that's what kids lack. They lack fucking strong males. Young men lack strong male role models.
I agree with you as well, and like I can imagine like that there has been certain kids in particular where like over the 6 weeks like you probably have seen like they're a completely different kid by the end of that time.
And
as
it's
well.
nice to know that you've got this impact on a person though. Like you could change that kid's life for all you know. Do you know, like literally though.
That's the goal.
What's the fucking mathematical equation on like habit? Is it something like 21 days of something?
21 days to form it.
Form a
definitely
habit.
7, 14. Most things go in 70, 66 days. For me, I believe everyone's different. I know there's science behind everything, but at the same time, something can become a habit for someone in 21 days. It might take someone a year.
Yeah.
So I can't really give.
But like my the special needs teacher, and like when she was going through her degree and all that, there's a number that I don't think it's a set in stone, but like for kids to have attachment issues, so like it's only a few weeks of a certain behaviour in their life that then forms an attachment issue for the rest of the life and stuff. So
you've got to think in like if I've got the same kids for 6 weeks, we do so a session's 90 minutes. Say we do the first week. Obviously, there's an introduction. Spend 10 minutes telling me who I am and what my intentions are when I go there. Then after that, they spend 30-40 minutes learning MMA, boxing, wrestling, kicking, takedowns. Then we do they do a bit of, I call it mobility, but it's actually yoga. I just don't say he's doing yoga because I start saying this is down dog, they all start giggling and fucking. Or just like I just go through the same drills but just call it mobility.
Yeah.
They do a fitness test which is 3 minutes, 4 exercises, 5 on each one. Every week it's as many rounds as you can. We record how many rounds they get. Each week it's forget about everyone else. You've got to beat your score last week. It's you versus yourself. Just want to see progress. And then at the end of the 6 weeks, they've done like they start off with a minute meditation. At the end of the 6 weeks, they're all meditating for 5 minutes, sitting there in complete stillness. These are kids who don't sit still.
Yeah.
They love it. That's like, for me, that's the most satisfying thing. I'm watching kids actually enjoying being completely still and present. And
that's
I think what's important with that as well, though, is because like kids, especially when they're it's teenagers you work with mostly.
13 to 15,
it's at that age where like that can really dictate like the next few years of someone's life, because you're at that age when you're impressionable.
Age purposely because I know if I could go and get kids who are maybe 7, 8 years of age and then they go back into the same environment or fall into the wrong crowd. But if you get them between 13 and 15, they're intelligent enough to take on some of the like I speak to them about basically becoming self-aware, consciousness. We speak a lot about attitude, even talk about karma. Like for every action there's an equal and opposing reaction. You'll do good things and good things will come back to you. So I can teach them about all that stuff because they're old enough to take it on board and understand it. And again, you can see like they're at that age where we all know ourselves, 13 to 15. You're like getting to the point where you go that way. Go that way. Do you know what I mean? Do
you know what I think's a good sign of progress as well? Always that like those type of teachings are being accepted in like in schools now. Because if you go back even as recently as like 5 years ago, like 10 years ago, you probably wouldn't have seen any of that in schools, and like there was kids who might have been a bit difficult to deal with for the teachers, or like they might have just been a bit of a little shit, and they get wrote off at an early age when it just takes work.
You got to think the way technology's going now with mobile phones and devices and on Instagram and all these different things. Mental health's never been as bad as it is now. In kids especially. So it's never been, like, the whole school system's fucking dated. It's based on science from 150 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, the subjects and the amount of time what they put into things, what they learn in school, and 90% of it is useless. Again, I'll probably get in trouble for this.
The
But
curriculum is on its
at the
ass.
same
Like,
time,
they don't teach about fucking taxes, mental
they
health,
don't teach you about
anything.
money.
I can fucking dissect a cow's arsehole all day long in science, you know what I mean? Get Bunsen burners out, start fucking burning things and all that. It's got, don't
I
need
know
no
I'm
light.
so for the axe the
in
water,
couple
I
of
don't know
hours.
what VAT is. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything I've learned in terms of, like, finances and things, being from reading on YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube has taught me fucking the majority of things.
It's mad though, because I'll go on YouTube to watch like an educational video and then spend 40 minutes watching like little Indonesian fellas building swimming pools.
How good are they, though?
I go down rabbit holes, I think, wow, there's no way.
I've seen them build a
just took
three-story house and I'm like, you only
Yeah.
had sticks and mud.
Lad, this took Liverpool Council 12 years to fix the road by ours. And they're building
They
full
build
on
the
Kens and
sticks out of
everything.
ground clay and that, like, it's fucking at the boss.
This is
Something else
sick,
then,
lad.
auntie.
This is a pair of shorts, lad, it's mad.
Can you take us back to your fighting days? Because I'm interested in that.
Yeah, I was coaching and fighting, so
Yeah.
obviously if you're just fighting, you're a lot more active than I was.
Yeah.
Why
And
did
then-
you choose the coaching fight?
To be honest, when I first started, it was like Carbon hadn't long been going, and there was like me and Terry Etten, I'd say technically we're probably the most advanced in the gym, so me and Terry both took a bit of a coaching role. We had Brazilians coming over and they coach a lot of the luta livre, like Brigadier, he's like, again, someone I'm close to. Brig's fucking absolutely amazing. But when Brig wasn't there, or like basically me or Terry a coach, and Terry had a lot more fights in the UFC, so I found myself helping a lot with like the wrestling and the grappling. Colin's always been an amazing striking coach.
Yeah.
Colin Ladden, the main coach. He's now an amazing grappling coach, MMA coach. He can do it all now.
Yeah.
But at the time, he was
You had the Thai background, didn't
he was a Muay Thai and a striking coach. So when there was no Brazilians there, I found myself coaching. Then we come to the point where the Brazilians had gone, Brig had gone home, and I was coaching the majority, like the grappling and a lot of the MMA sessions, but trying to train myself. And then I found, because obviously me and Terry were like, you could say like the highest level. For me to learn more, I felt like to get out of my comfort zone, so to say, I'd have to fly to like Brazil or to America. And when you're there, you're not really training for a fight. I was going there to train to learn and to improve.
Yeah.
So I'd maybe fight and then I'd have a bit of time at home, then I'd go away, train for a couple of months and then come home. And the other thing again, over like meeting Brian, I was always sick.
Yeah.
I used to train a lot, but I used to worry a lot over getting sick. And like you were saying before, over the Seagulls, I used to attract fucking sickness and chest infections. And you're petrified of seagulls.
Attract big white birds, me.
Well, I was petrified of getting sick and used to basically predict when I get sick and create my own sickness through worrying about getting sick a week before.
Do you reckon
a fight.
that's a real thing? Do you reckon you can worry like a sickness or a something into your life? Because I heard this thing about phantom pain. Have you ever heard of phantom pain?
It's basically that's in the SIBO, phantom pain. So you got a placebo. So I think it's called Zantac or Zantac or something like that. The number one selling drug in America is a placebo. Does
Xanax,
absolutely
is it?
nothing.
Xanax?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, all that's basically the equivalent of swallowing a sweetener. It'll do nothing.
Really? Yeah.
The only reason it works is it's called the placebo effect.
Yeah. In your head.
People presume or assume that drug will fix their anxiety, and they actually fix the anxiety themselves through the belief that this tablet, what they just consumed, will fix their anxiety, and in 20 minutes it'll be gone.
Yeah.
Doesn't do nothing. No, that's a placebo. So that's basically using your mind to make yourself better physically. And the SIBO's the opposite. Hypochondriac uses an placebo to create sickness. Now I used to create sickness myself because that's your body. Your body's intelligent. We're not taught that. Because obviously the pharmaceutical industries and people like that aren't going to say you can heal yourself or you can stop yourself getting sick.
Yeah, come and
Otherwise
buy our
they'd be out of
tablets.
business.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like I'm not a conspiracist. For me, that's common sense.
No, it is, of course.
No, it is, because at the end of the day, like, it's the most profitable industry in the world, or at least in America, if I'm not mistaken. And it's like, why give people the right information that they can cure themselves with on like a one-time thing when you can have them coming back repeatedly
You can
paying
heal
for shit?
people heal themselves. There's two people get the exact same disease. It's only the different mentalities. Well, actually, one will die and one will die before they'll say you've got 3 months to live. He'll be dead in a month.
Yeah.
Just kill themselves.
Well,
through
do
stress and
you
worrying.
reckon, especially with cancer more so, do you reckon it's the way that, so obviously they're getting told, oh, you got 3 months to live. Do you reckon that their mental state is the reason why they don't get out of bed instead of the actual cancer itself? I know obviously cancer gets worse and whatever,
They
but
believe
it's
and
that.
they take ownership of the whatever what's the thing, what the doctors, what's the word?
Oh. Diagnosis,
yeah. That's being up since half 4 this morning. So
ice bath when you get in.
Whatever they get diagnosed with, basically, some people alone it.
Yeah.
And some people will say, fuck you, I've got 2 kids, I'm not cancer, see you later.
Yeah.
And that's literally the difference between someone living and someone dying.
Do you know what? It happened to like me nan got cancer and fucking had all kinds of chemo and radiotherapy and all that, and it ruined the quality of life. She was ill constantly and all that, and then she passed away, and then her mum got cancer, and her mum was significantly older. She was in her 90s, and she just went, listen, she went, to see what I've done to my daughter. I'm fucking not doing it. I'll fight this on my own. And she had a good quality of life, like with the cancer. Like obviously she passed away in the end, but she fucking just done it all on her own. She had a strong mental fucking state and all that, and she was like, nah, I'm not getting into all these fucking drugs and medication, because you concede to it then, because you're like, this has got me. I know it's not as easy saying that, but like you concede and you're going through all the medication and all that, and you're just fucking on a downward slope. Do you know what I mean? So I get that.
And that's what it is with the pharmaceuticals as well. It's like, I know you've never done like the psychedelics and that, but obviously you must be around people who've done them, because like you must attract people who are like yourself, who
Look,
are all.
I've got nothing against psychedelics.
Yeah,
I think they fucking heal fucking thousands, if not millions of people. They will. But they're just not for me. I don't feel
well, that's what I mean. You don't need to yourself, because obviously you've got yourself to that level, and it's mad because I didn't think you could get yourself to that level without doing that. Do you know what I mean?
But I've studied for 10, 11 years and read and fucking watched videos and spent a lot of time meditating.
Does it never like fascinate you, though? Do you not sit there and would like think, well, I'm already in this mindset, but if I was to do that, what would happen? Do you know? Does it not fascinate you?
Me, because for me to be able to, so I've got my own purpose and what I want to do. Just part of the reason why I'm here. It's sharing information to people who can relate to me.
Yeah.
Now, we can all relate to each other because of my background and where I'm from. We're just the lads.
Yeah.
I go and take psychedelics. This has been me worry in the past, and start wearing fucking linen pants and hippie headbands.
Weaving your own jumpers and
I'm walking around piecing everyone. Fucking, you know, people are going to go, he's fucking lost the plot. I'm not listening to him.
Yeah, no, makes sense.
That's fair enough,
that,
you know.
I feel I play a role the same as going into the schools with the kids. I know how to speak to them. I can relate to them. They can relate to me.
Yeah.
I've got everything what I wanted when I was their age.
Yeah.
So they can buy into me. They can't buy into me if I don't play the right role when I walk in there.
Yeah.
So for me being here, this is me. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, if you walked in with a pair of bongos and a guitar, they'd probably switch off quite quickly. Just today, guys. You know.
No one's ever asked me that question over
wave.
psychedelics, and I'm actually happy that you have, because I won't get fucking loads of people messing with
that's any mushies, lad.
And I know where I can get any mushies.
Unless someone's just watching this, he's a little troll, he's probably just going to go, do you know what, I'm going to message him anyway. Still going to message him. He's got
fake Instagrams.
Do you know what though? You know, with the fucking the Iron Project and all that, you're saying it's 13 to 50-year-old kids. Everyone here now, like if you could go back to 13 and 15-year-old self, what would you tell yourself?
Fucking hell, lad, I'd be like a different person, lad. I don't even know what I'd tell myself. To be fair, I wouldn't tell myself nothing, because I'm like I say on every fucking podcast we do, everything I've ever done in my life has always brought me to this exact moment, and I wouldn't change on it anyway. Do you know what I mean? So it's like I wouldn't say anything to influence myself, but I'd be like, hey, it's all right, you know, kid.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like one of them, it's like, don't stress out, lad.
It's chill, like you get pubes, couple of years tops, lad. Stop crying. Stop crying in your room, lad.
I was the same, mate, don't worry. I was that kid, mate, with absolutely nothing. No,
lad, I used to, all the lads at school, like, I got all my pubes, lad. I'd be sitting there like, I just think it's immature.
I used to pull hair out from behind me ear, right? When people go like, prove a pube and all that, and I'm like, yeah, like, and they're like, hey, why are you dead straight? And I'm like, man, I just straight, lad.
I got a good conditioner in
man, lad.
Nah, it was heavy, you know. Like,
but it's mad, like you say, about everything happens for a reason, everything's a lesson and all that, but I'm a firm believer in that. But imagine just being able to go back and just sit yourself down. Like, you could have some heavy conversations, like, couldn't you?
Yeah.
It's mad.
Yeah.
Man,
I've done things that, like, obviously, we've all probably done things that we're not proud of based on who we were at that moment in time. But I know that's not me now. And as you say, for me, there's not like negative things or positive things. It's just things have happened and they've put me exactly where.
Like I wouldn't change anything I've done. Like even when you were saying last week, it's like I've made some silly mistakes, do you know what I mean, along the way. But if I'd have never done them mistakes, I'd have done them same mistakes further down the line, and which could have jeopardized the relationship or jeopardized something else that and that's led me down a different path. So whenever anything's happened in my life, it's I'm grateful for it in a sense.
You don't,
you know what I mean?
You don't lose your lane, don't you?
I don't lose
Everything's
sleep
a
over
learning
it. Yeah,
opportunity.
I don't lose sleep over it because it's brought me to this exact point. And if any
you
other
can't change
change,
it. Like even like I do some work in prisons.
Yeah.
So I'm in with like men who fucking done some really bad things.
Yeah.
But I've met some of the nicest, most genuine people you ever come across in prisons.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
People, everyone's got a mistake in them, you know what I mean? Like some
My
people...
best mate has got about a year left. He's got about a year left before he gets Cat D. The 16-year sentence. All he does is fucking help people.
Yeah.
But he fell around the wrong people
Mm.
when he was younger and got roped into some fucking crazy conspiracy, which I know I wouldn't even sit here and say he's on like 23 charges and he maybe committed 1 or 2, which would have given him like a 5-year sentence, 2.5. He'd have been out after a year on leave.
yeah.
And he got slammed, 16-year life sentence. Now, like I've got people like that around me who say, I wouldn't change anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's fucking done 11 years in jail.
Yeah.
How would you not change that? You know what I mean? That's what you're thinking as an outsider.
But he's bringing a meaning to... He's basically saying, if I hadn't have been through that experience, now I'd be dead because the stuff that he was doing before that.
No, that makes sense.
So regardless of what's happened to you, you know, we've all...
You feel like you've lost 11 years, but you're
to
fucking
bring
getting your
meaning
life
to
back.
whatever it is, what you've
It
experienced.
is, man. Well, there's a lad I know, Toddy. He was heavy into...
Toddy.
Yeah, JB, yeah. Yeah, heavy into crime throughout his whole life and all that. And he's had battles with himself and battles with fucking all kinds. And he's done full circle. Now he's working for Now for Others.
Toddy's
and all that. He's a good lad, yeah.
Cool.
And he's just come out on top. And he says, like, I'd never, ever go back and change anything. He said, it's just part of your journey.
That's
it's inside you. He went, but you just grow. It's how you deal with it and grow. Do you know what I mean? Don't look in the fucking rearview mirror. Just look forward. That's all you've got to do.
The idea, again, behind the stuff what I'm into, it's like, touching on what you were saying before over like the vibrations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So if you imagine, when you're born, you're a blank canvas. DNA has got some part in how we behave and obviously and our personalities.
But your beliefs and everything you gain along the way.
Of your DNA, what's passed down genetically, becomes part of your personality. Your personality is basically a download of information, ideas, what you watch, what you listen to, basically what you consume creates a personality, or you can call it an ego.
Yeah.
So as you get older and you go on different paths and you're around different people and you're fed different bits of information, you basically create this persona. And the more disaligned that is with who you actually are, that's when you end up in jail and you end up in all these places. Now, you can find what it is, what you actually love based on who you are. I don't mean who this ego is, this false.
It's who you are, like,
who you are as
core,
an energy source, or again, not going all like...
No, it makes sense, though, it makes sense.
The more you become disaligned, that's when you get into trouble, when you do all these wrong things. If you can figure out who you are and what your passion is and then follow your passion, which you hear this all the time, you find life just becomes easy.
And maybe people do take that wrong path because they don't know who they are, do you know what I mean? And it takes them to... You lose yourself, you find yourself in it.
In a 2-bedroom terraced house in County Road, and fucking all you see is laugh, and the only successful people you see sell drugs. Well, that's your normal. The only way you can acquire anything is through... It's only as you get old and you start to take a different view on things, you realise this is not... You know, some people do, some people don't. So it's like... That's the world what we live in. For me, to have an opportunity to go in and work with 13 to 15-year-old and say you can have all them nice things and you don't have to commit a crime to get them. Yeah. You know, it's like... I love that, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. No, it is. It's good. I think a lot of it as well. It's as you get older. It's how your perception changes.
Your beliefs basically control everything, because your beliefs is just a set of. It's basically a program, like you were speaking before, like your paradigm. Your set of beliefs. That's what governs how you think. So, whatever you believe you're capable of, your thoughts will be aligned with whatever your beliefs are. And it's the quality and the type of thoughts what you have what control how you feel in your emotional state. How you feel in your emotional state is what controls basically our language, the words we speak. If you've got positive thoughts based on having, you know, self-confidence and having strong beliefs. And your thoughts are positive, which affect how you feel and your emotions.
Yeah.
And all our actions, our behaviour is an expression of our thoughts and our feelings. So if you can change something to what someone believes in, which is my goal in the schools, teaching kids, you don't have to listen to your mum and dad. They're telling you can't do this and do that. Fucking do anything what you want.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You gotta figure out what you love.
Yeah.
And put a load of hard work and effort into something which you do for nothing.
Yeah.
That's kind of like our message. But if you got strong beliefs, positive beliefs, then obviously your thoughts are going to be positive and they're going to be based around what you can do, not what you can't do. You're not going to have self-limiting beliefs because obviously if you've got the belief, you're going to think you can do anything. Yeah. You're going to feel good, aren't you?
Yeah.
You feel good. Your words are going to be positive.
Yeah.
And obviously your words and actions, that's our behaviour.
Yeah.
Our life is just an expression of how we behave. Everything we've got is based on how we behave.
You're a very fascinating guy, you know. I could just sit and listen to you for hours. You know? I love like psychology and that, lad. Like I love it. Like I wish if I could go back, I'd do psychology. I love it.
So simple. We just behave without even thinking.
Yeah.
So we just operate and function and do whatever we do and behave the way, you know, what actually seems normal to us.
Yeah.
I see people behave certain ways and it's absolutely not normal. I'll probably behave me getting in an ice bath at fucking 4:30 in the morning. Probably insane. There's a method to me madness.
Yeah.
And that's why I try and share it with other people because I obviously I'm not an expert and I haven't got a qualification in fucking virtually nothing. This is all stuff I've learned and practiced and used and shared with other people and I've borrowed off people and I've watched and listened to and I'm open, do you know what I mean? I'll try anything that doesn't involve drugs or psychedelics. If I think it might benefit me in some way, I'll you know, the exercise, all these different things, like I'll try them all, but in a nutshell, people don't realise your beliefs can control everything. Even your beliefs control your physiology in terms of your beliefs can heal you. Your beliefs can make you sick. I used to worry about getting sick because I believed my immune system was shit. Yeah. And I was training a lot, so I was like, I'm overtrained. I don't want to get sick a week before a fight. I create stress around the idea of getting sick a week before a fight.
It's mad the way you say that, you know, because my anxiety especially when I was younger, I used to have anxiety about my heart for some reason. Like I just couldn't get it. Like my heart used to just scare me. I don't know why. And it was like
anyone in your family with heart conditions?
Well, more so recently. Like I've had family members who just went.
I was going to say, is that in the back of your mind, and that's why
it wasn't when I was a kid, but I always used to have this like fear of like my heart and that. Like I know to be lying in bed, my heart be pumping. Oh, it'd knock me sick. I don't know what it was, and like. Whenever like my anxiety be kicking off, I'd have this fucking pain here. Like, cause I think, you know what it was? Cause I heard someone say like when I was a kid, oh, when you have an heart attack, it feels like you're getting a pain under here and a pain here. So my anxiety and that kick off, like, it'd just be me.
You're associating that,
and I couldn't fucking breathe and everything. But it was just my brain playing a pure trick on me.
It's actually your body, your nervous system stores trauma. So if you've had a traumatic experience, so people really, when you say trauma, they think like abuse or these different things. Yeah. Trauma covers so many different like experiences.
It's
so
fucking nuts, innit?
I always use spiders as an example.
Fucking hate them.
You know, if you're 3 years of age and your mum sees a spider and screams the house down,
that
feeling what you get basically becomes
preach.
Your nervous system
this
stores
is me fucking burden the kids, like.
Yeah, so your body actually stores that information. So then anytime then you're as an adult, you're a fully grown man, fucking 30 years of age, benching fucking and squatting all kinds, martial arts, black belt, see the spider and shit you get. Even though you know that spider can't actually harm you or do anything. You're actually programmed to be petrified of this fucking little
you know what I've done, right? I've seen spiders in my room. Like, you know when you see a spider and then you look for something to hit it with and you look away and you look back and it's gone. That's twice it's happened, and I've got me fucking quills off my bed, gripped me pillows and went and slept on the couch downstairs. You know?
What's the famous story about when you were fucking balacho when you had to make your mark at the spider or something? What was that? I'm sure you've told us that before. You'd got out of the shower or something.
Yeah.
And you had no gear
on. I got out the shower. Ball out had a towel on me and I went in my room to try my hair and fucking do whatever, and there was a spider about that big on me wall, and I just shouted at my mum, and then my mum come in and my ma scared the spiders as well, so she's ran in and being like, what? I was in the room screaming the fucking house down. I was only 17 as well, too old to be acting like that.
You have pubes then?
a few. And then I'm fucking, my ma's come in and she's been screaming. My aunt fella's come up to say, what the fuck are you screaming? I was like, there's a spider. I was stood there fucking bollock hole, lad, freezing because I just got out the shower. My dick's been about that big. I'm there in the corner in my room like that. My mum's in front of me, fucking in the corner. And my aunt fella just come in and just put it in a glass and flushed it down. So he's a, he's a fucking grow up, you know, obviously. Sorry, lad.
What are we on time-wise?
An hour 10.
Right, so before we finish up down night, we normally ask, like, I ask you some horrible questions. Like, we always do like a question theme, but with you having a fighting background, I want to bring back one of Danny's questions, right? So Danny asked the questions of the week.
Okay.
You know which one I'm going to talk about?
Yeah.
Do you want to ask the
right,
question?
So,
wait, are we going to it? Roll the intro.
So we'll do it. We'll do this bit. So, right, I had this conversation in my ex-job that I was being sacked from. I'm not asked about it.
He doesn't shut up about it.
Yeah, but I'll take a note to court. But fucking, so we were having this conversation the other week, right? And it's, let's say, like an octagon. It can be any type of arena, but let's just say keep it related.
Very fucking round the bend, this question.
It is a bit, but like I feel like so right. I'll ask the question.
It's not discussion that's gonna get you cancelled.
No, it's
come on,
not,
just fucking get to it.
No, right. So you're locked in a cage, right?
Yeah.
With an animal. This animal's a bit charged up as well, and you've got to bare hands fight to the death with it. What do you reckon the biggest animal is you could fight with to the death and win before you go, nah, it'd have me? I reckon,
do you know what I'm scared of?
A German Shepherd. I reckon I could have it with a German Shepherd.
You'd get fucking rattled by a German Shepherd.
What are you scared of?
Fucking them big silverbacks, have you seen them?
Yeah.
What, the gorillas?
Horrible them, man.
Me and my missus were watching a video the other day because I'm intrigued by them, right? Just because the way they look like humans. And I said to her, I'd rather get fucking ate by a lion, because if a lion or a tiger gets you, it's just going to go for your neck and kill you.
Yeah.
That fucking thing gonna beat the
That'll
fucking
beat you
shit
to
out
death,
of you.
lad. That'll just jab you.
Have you seen them charging?
horrible, lad.
Fucking some
scary,
force.
He's
yeah.
going to triangular with his big monkey dick in your face.
There he is.
This big gorilla ball head. Tapping out and that.
He's like,
But in answer to the question, I reckon I'd fucking batter it. I don't know. I'd have it with a German Shepherd, do you know what I mean? But throw one of them silverbacks and I'd be fucking...
Because me and Bobby went
Actually,
down...
I'm out the cage, I'd be like, I'm off me.
Me and Bobby went down the path of like a fucking moose. It's massive, right? It's a big animal,
So
but it's fucking
You're
stupid.
not
and
killing a moose, though,
You could
lad.
volley it everywhere, lad. A German
moose would kill
Shepherd
you.
would drag you everywhere.
Sad.
A German Shepherd would have your head off.
I
Depends if it's your German Shepherd. Is German Shepherd, that's, I guess, emergency surgery last week because it ate a tea towel. Like his dog's a dickhead.
I didn't even chew it up though. It just swallowed it whole. He had the shit for about 2 weeks. My mum was like, my mum works in a vet, so get on this. So my mum works in a vet. He had the shit and he'd been spewing it for like a week. He felt down his belly and then they were like, doesn't feel like there's anything abnormal there. Just give him these tablets. It should sort him out. If he's no better in a week, bring him back in, but have a proper look. So we give him these tablets. A week later, no better. He's still got the shit. He's still spewing it. He's just not himself. So we took him in the vet again. And then they were like, what we'll do like a scan, like an X-ray scan on like his belly, and we'll see if we can spot anything abnormal. So he said to me, mum, like, we're going to have to like open him up and perform surgery. Like, we don't know what it is, but it looks like there's a big blockage in his stomach. So when they fucking cut this, it was only the other day, when they've cut the fucking dog open, they went like, what the fuck, just pulled it out, and then he just swallowed the tea towel whole for no reason.
You've been wiping fucking mincemeat up off the side of the
All greaves on it and that.
So though, he's got, like, this dog's a
Shabby
fucking
everywhere.
idiot, and he's looked at this tea towel and went, I'll have that, mate. Like, and he's known it's a towel, he knows what they are. He knows it's not scran. And he looked at it and went, I'll have a go.
Just give it a go, yeah.
Swallow it whole, lad. Dog's a fucking idiot. Idiot, lad. Anyway, on that note, I think we'll call it an episode.
Is there anything you want to plug, by the way? Anything
got
you're
anything
doing?
coming up?
Any of your businesses? Like, come down here, you know what I mean?
To be honest, awake, like all the stuff I'm doing from the schools, even everything basically stem from me opening a wake with Diane.
Yeah.
Like the amount of people who've reached out to us. But if you're not feeling great, then my advice is always fucking change your environment, come and find some nice people. When we find people who are into self-development, they just want to better themselves.
Yeah.
And it's a certain type of person.
Yeah.
Do Do you know what I mean? It's not all the bullshit conversation. It's like people are there and they're talking about like how do we improve ourselves, and they do like you were saying over the cold water community.
Yeah.
That's just people with the same intention, want to better themselves, all coming together and putting themselves in fucking freezing cold water, so experienced and stress.
There's so many people out there who want change, but they don't know where to go. You're a vessel to help them get there.
So where can you find the Wake? Whereabouts is it? It's in Liverpool, isn't it?
Just go Wake Liverpool Instagram.
Next to the meat
Put it on the
market,
screen.
Yeah, these will put it on for us. Anyway. But it's an old swan. We've obviously got an Instagram of Wake Liverpool.
Oh, is it by the cafe?
By the meat market?
By the cafe? By Liv's Cafe?
No, so you know if you know where Kenny is, you know where Old Swan Tyres is. So you know if you go from Old Swan past the Tesco towards Kenny,
and you got the meat and fish factory.
it's next door to that.
There's a little business park next door. There's a shop called Metro Bedrooms.
Yeah.
Does some boss beds for dead cheap.
Oh yeah, that's
right.
There's a cafe literally opposite called Olivia's. I'm in there all the time, so I'll pop in.
Yeah.
I'll pop in. I'll have a bacon butty and I'll get.
Shout New Year, all these New Year's resolutions and all that.
Yeah, definitely. Well, listen, what were we saying before, lad? Look at it. Come on, lad. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Going on,
exactly. Fully do it. You know, we'll get people to come down and that. We'll get it on, lad.
Okay.
All day. Well, Mark, look, thank you so much for coming down, lad.
It's
been a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you very much.
We'll link up and we'll do something soon. We'll get it. We'll set something up. Have a work together on something in the near future.
Anyway.
Love it. I appreciate you coming down, Mark. Thanks very much. Check out all Mark's social medias down in the description. Is it Awake Liverpool on Instagram? Put that on the screen again. Boom. Put Mark's SCANO on the screen. Boom. There we go. Get on there. The link's in the description. Mark, thank you so much again for coming down. Episode 41. Thanks for watching. See you later.
Bye.